9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, of course, Andrea Moore, back with us from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, and also from our Alzheimer's Association regional manager. This is, I guess, you kind of
Southeast regional manager.
Okay,
so it's like Lee County, Chavez County, Eddy County, Lincoln County, Curry, Roosevelt.
Gosh, this is pretty much all of Southeast New Mexico,
yeah.
For the Alzheimer's Association here in New Mexico. Paul Moore with us as well. So good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How you doing today?
Pretty good.
Good deal.
So before I turn the microphone over to Paul, as always, I will give our quick update on the things that we're doing in the chamber.
Which is quite a few. It's getting, as the weather gets warmer, things get busier, people coming out.
You can tell people are done with COVID because they're getting out and they're getting stuff rolling.
Yeah.
So on the 19th, so tomorrow, the 19th.
It is tomorrow, isn't it?
I know. I had to check my watch. I was like, oh my gosh. We have a ribbon cutting for Gold Financial Services.
Nice.
They are located at 200 East 4th Street.
Do you need gold scissors to cut that ribbon?
Well, we've got silver. Well, we've got silver scissors with gold handle.
There you go.
So
I mean,
we're
if it's a gold, I'm just.
That's right.
Kind of feels like the visual needs a gold pair of
and
scissors.
They're kind of doing a meet and greet grand opening deal as well. So from 4 to 7, we're going to cut the ribbon at 4, and then people can stay and meet the staff and see all of the wonderful things.
Looking for some financial advice, I'm sure they'll have a bunch of people there that would be willing to sit down and talk with you about
Absolutely.
that too. So, yeah.
And then Friday, the next day, we have a meet and greet with Jeremy Gay. He is running for Attorney General on the Republican side.
Okay.
From 5:30 to about 7, or as time dictates. If we've got a big crowd, he's willing to stay and answer questions as long as people are interested.
Good. Please do your homework and research and talk to these folks. Regardless of where you lean politically and all that stuff, the role of the Attorney General in the state of New Mexico is quite a powerful one.
Very.
And you want to make sure you do your homework and make sure that you vote for someone that really lines up with what you believe in, especially at Attorney General. There's a lot of power there. There's a lot of things that the Attorney General can do that, dare I say, even a governor can't pull off.
I was just going to say there's a lot of areas where the Attorney General is more powerful than our governor.
So come out to events like this, do your homework. Like I always say, I don't care who you vote for, but vote educated and go do that. So definitely come on out tomorrow night. What time is that starting again?
That's Friday at 5:30.
5:30. So come out and meet a Republican candidate will be running here in the June primary for Attorney General. So.
At the chamber. And of course, as always, we will have good eats and some beverages, adult and otherwise. So please come and be a part of it. And then next Wednesday, so a week from today.
Oh, real quick though?
Yes.
I got a pro move. If it turns out you don't like the guy, just go eat like the real most oniony thing that's on the list.
Oh, there you go.
And then go up and say, "Hi, how are you?"
There you go. I
love it. All right, sorry, continue.
No worries. And then a week from today, we've got our Sun State Cyber Security Lunch and Learn at the chamber.
Yeah, we had them on a couple weeks ago, the gentleman from Sun State. And trust me, if you're looking to beef up, how your business or your home, really, they can do both. Getting security for your computers, like especially if you have a business where you have multiple people in a network that's doing stuff. These guys are the ones that really keep an eye out and making sure hackers and you hear about all these global hackings and things.
Oh, yeah.
Target got hacked or so-and-so got hacked and things like that. This is a company that's kind of they're the future of stopping all those kind of things.
And they are the IT company we use at the chamber. And they have other organizations and companies here in the area. Their home office is based in Phoenix, but they have an office here in the state.
I want to say, aren't they originally from like Four Corners area or something like that, or they always start in Phoenix?
They may have been.
Okay.
But since I've been
when
with
we were
them,
talking, I thought they said something about they kind of started up there in like Farmington area or something.
So they've got local people whenever we've needed somebody to come to the office. If they can't get down that day, they're usually down the next day.
Yeah,
they're pretty good.
They're very prompt.
And of course, they can get in to your computer from their end. And
those guys explained how they have no personal lives, when they were here last time because they're busy.
Well, so since then, I have found this really cool podcast all about hacking and cybersecurity. and I think I want my next life to be a hacker. And of course, now my family.
You want to be the bad guy?
Yeah, well, you can be a good hacker and a
There's
bad.
ethical hacking, right?
yes.
Yeah.
They're called black
You're
hats
gonna be like
and
the
white
Dexter
hats.
of hacking. Is that what you're gonna
Right.
be?
And I'm like, ooh, this is kind of cool. Like, where was this job when we were kids? Oh, that's right, we didn't have
We didn't
computers
have
yet.
them, yeah.
It wasn't cool yet.
We did eight hours of code to play Hangman on, on an Apple IIc. That's what we had.
So that's what we've got going on in the next couple of weeks. And then this Saturday at First Baptist Church, the Alzheimer's Association is doing a seminar. And now I'll hand it over to Paul.
Oh, very good.
So this is going to be our first in-person seminar we've had since COVID.
Okay.
So it's been about 3 years since we've done anything like this.
Good.
And really, it comes back to the fact that we had our walk last year. You helped promote it.
Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely.
that. And it was a very successful event. And because of that success, we have the funding to do something like this, where it's an all-day education event, starting at 9 o'clock, going until 3 o'clock.
Nice.
Lunch is provided, so we're going to feed everybody. It's free.
Right.
And
But
then
come
just-
out and this is probably geared towards families.
It's geared towards families and caregivers, right? So if you have someone in your family that's been diagnosed, or you are currently a caregiver, or you just were diagnosed, this will go through basically every stage of dementia.
Okay.
Explain how things change over time, and also just things you can do around the house to make it safe
Sure.
for your loved one. You know, when you have to start considering things like in-home care, or maybe a facility or something like that.
Sure.
But we'll go through all of that and how to vet places like that, and vet your nurses and stuff like that. So that's the goal.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, obviously, especially when the diagnosis first comes out, it's a whirlwind that hits you, and then after the initial shock of it, then you start getting flooded with the logistics of all of it, and that's where coming out to this event Saturday, it just could really. I'm not saying it's going to make it to at least gives you a plan of action in some way that you can give as much quality of life while you have it for as long as you can have it, and here's the thing too, and I don't know if there's some of this that's going to be covered, is there's been in the last couple of years there's really been great strides in the medical research for Alzheimer's and things, and so I feel like for the first time in a long time, like we may see a cure for Alzheimer's before, guys like you and I leave the earth. You know what I mean? Like it's a real thing. Like we always talk about, like cure for cancer, Now we might actually say, you know what? We can reverse Alzheimer's maybe, and how awesome would that be if we actually pull that off?
I mean, that's the end goal, right? Is to find more treatments and cures. I mean, there isn't any treatments or cures right now. There's that new one from the FDA that was approved, but that's only for early onset. Yeah. And it's only for early stages. It's more of a delay than it is like the disease will still progress over time.
Gotcha. But it's giving people more quality of life.
But it's giving people more quality of life, which was the goal, but it's a very specific subset of people that are diagnosed. It has to be early onset, has to be very early on in the disease progress. Later on in the disease, it's not helpful.
Progress.
It is progress. That's the exciting part. Is the research progress. Is going.
So just obviously, as being with the Alzheimer's Association, you're kind of more plugged in on this than most of us here. Just your opinion. Do you think like at some point we'll get to be a cure thing, or do you think it'll be a vaccine thing where like maybe as a kid you get an Alzheimer's vaccine and then we don't it goes away like polio? I mean, what do you think they're talking here?
There's multiple things on the horizon. So we get updates on some of the research that's going on, because a lot of when we do funding, there's two things it funds. There are things like this, education, and then a chunk of it goes into research. And there is a vaccine that's being worked on. It's still in the animal clinical trials, but it is shown to reverse damage from Alzheimer's.
Okay.
But again, it's very early, very, very early on. And then other drugs so it could be either, right? It could be drugs to help slow it down, like the ones we're working with now, and improving upon what was already approved, but trying to get something better, right? Because the initial one was just not as good as people would hope. Sure. And that's understandable because it's the first in a line of drugs.
That's how science works.
Yeah, that's how it works. It's not.
Trust me, kids. The first phone that came out didn't have all the bells and whistles of the phone that comes out now.
Right. My first cell phone was not so high.
It was huge, like a brick.
But that's how science works. As we learn more, we can advance it. Yes.
Right. But there are things on the horizon. I'm hopeful that it runs in my family. That's why I got involved. And I'm hoping that even in my parents' generation, that hopefully they won't have to deal with it.
Sure.
I mean, that's where I'm at.
Well, and that's the thing too, is because, and this is the good thing, the money, the research, the what the Alzheimer's Association's doing, that's the huge strides to get over this. And because of that big push that the Alzheimer's Association and many people that do this kind of stuff, we're able to learn more about, like, to be honest, for many years, causes of Alzheimer's, there's so many questions unanswered. And now we're starting to get some answers to those questions.
Yeah.
And so, like you're talking about family and things, we're starting to understand, is there family histories, and because really at this point you're like, well, how did we get this? Our answer is, we really don't know. There could be many ways.
Right.
We don't know.
And we'll cover some of that during the class on Saturday too. Is just some of the risk factors and things like that to know about. But yeah, that's actually still a good question. There isn't a specific genetic link we found yet, but it obviously has. If you have family history, your chances are increased. There's so many risk factors that go into it, but again, that knowledge base has greatly increased in the last 5 years.
And that's how we lick this disease and get, because it's the same thing with the breast cancer and all that, Susan G. Komen stuff. When millions of dollars are researching it, that means more people are doing work out there, and that's how it goes from maybe a small group of scientists working on a cure to now, we got a bunch of money involved. It's now worth the while of many more people. Right. So now you got, maybe instead of 20 scientists working on it, now you got 2,000 scientists working
and
on it.
that is the difference, right? Yeah. It's unfortunately, it's just, we're still living you got to have money to do that research, and they're not going to take it up unless you can, make it worth
exactly.
While.
Yeah.
And so that's really how we beat this. We really do. And so by supporting Alzheimer's Association, obviously come out for the informal things, but when it's walking season again here and it's time to participate.
I'll be back to promote walking season when we get there.
By you participating in that is your best way to combat Alzheimer's and we're saying here is, you're 20s now, but who knows? 20, 30 years ago, it might be you that get diagnosed with that. And hopefully by that time, in 30 years now, but good news. Yeah. It's a cure now for it. We got some medicine here, and you can either live with this a long, healthy life, or we can make it eradicate altogether. We don't, wherever the future takes us here with this. But I'd like to say in 30 years, when you're a 20-year-old kid now running around, in 30 years, if you, God forbid, happen to get diagnosed with some of this stuff, we got some resources and treatments for you.
Right.
And that's where so please participate. But in the meantime, families and unfortunately, Alzheimer's is a disease, dementia, all of the associated, is a disease of the whole family, because to be honest, probably the person that's maybe not suffering as much as the victim is the actual patient here, because they don't know or understand. It's the rest of us that see the decline, that see when all of a sudden our father, our mother doesn't know who we are, or doesn't remember that we were just here yesterday, or whatever. That's hard for us to wrap our heads around, because we take it personally, and it's not personal at all. It's, trust me, the moments of clarity they have, they're probably beating themselves up on the inside because of the fact, how do I not remember my daughter? How do I not remember, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. But that's why we gotta, and to be honest, the roles shift. The people in some of these cases that have been taking care of your butt for the last, 30 years or whatever, that role reverses to where now you're the one that needs to make sure that their needs are being met and taken care of. And that's a lot to deal with. And that's exactly why we're having this. That's why the meetings like this are there for. It's not. It's so much more about support for you, the family, and how do we all navigate this scenario that we don't want, but it's here. Right. We got to deal with it. We got to do something about it. How do we make this the best case scenario? And I think, especially if it's caught early, the onset. Obviously, there's a lot of things and deals that can help maybe slow down the process, things like that. But at the same time, it gives you, the family, more time to prepare, right? To spend the quality time and do those, but also get affairs in order to have those conversations about power of attorney, have those conversations about, because it's coming, legal issues, and we'll cover that too. And that's definitely one of those things that it's important early on. If you've just been diagnosed, having that knowledge of, all right, what do I need to do legally? How do I make plans financially? What's coming in the future? It's best not to live in denial once you have that diagnosis and just be like, well, we'll just see where this takes us. No, you want to start planning now. Sure. And then and options for help and things. Like if you need to learn about hospice and all that kind of stuff, because at some point you may have to go down that route. how does that work? How does that happen? Because at some point, especially if you're like a lone caregiver, like if it's your mom or dad and you're pretty much the one doing all of it, at some point you're going to get overwhelmed. I don't care who you are or at some point your life and their life is going to get too much for you.
Yeah.
And you're going to need help. And that's where there's resources out there.
Absolutely.
You know.
And at some point you're not legally going to be able to sign that paperwork and stuff.
And even though it feels right in every aspect, but if you didn't get your ducks in a row and get those power of attorneys done, you could make something that is actually relatively simple to do very, very, very difficult.
It's best to be proactive, and that's exactly why we do events like this, and we want to educate people.
So again, remind dates and times here for the meeting.
So it starts at 9:00. It's at First Baptist Church on 500 North Pennsylvania Avenue. That is on Saturday, May 21st.
Good deal. So is that this upcoming
Saturday?
That's this coming Saturday.
There you go. Yeah, that's right, because it's already the 19th.
And lunch is provided, so don't worry. I know if you look at it, it goes until 3. I know that's a long time, but we got Los Cerritos catering. We're going to have some fajitas for everybody.
Nice.
It's going to be great.
So great food. And really, I mean, if you're a family member, bring all your family that's dealing.
Yeah.
You know, if the person itself is still able and stuff, come bring them, let them ask questions and learn more.
Yep.
But really the family, that's because if it's not already there, at some point the burden's going to shift.
Yeah.
And it's going to shift on the family, and we want to give you as awful of a time it is for you, we want to make it as smooth and as pleasant as you possibly can. You know, because at the end of the day, it's all life. It's all a circle of life, and all the things we strive for, the love and all of that stuff. It all doesn't mean a thing if you aren't willing to put rubber to the road when life really needs that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when an Alzheimer's or dementia diagnosis comes down, that's one of those moments in life where you rally the troops, you circle the wagons, and you find out, what do we do to help this person as best we possibly can. So,
right.
And that's what this meeting's to give you those tools. So again, this Saturday, First Baptist Church at 9
a.m. is when it starts.
Do they need to RSVP or anything?
It helps if you do. I will take day of comers.
Because if you're cutting into Cerritos tacos,
that's exactly it. It's mainly so if I need to order more food, I can. You can pre-register by calling our 800 number. It's 1-800-272-3900.
Okay. Or call the chamber if you don't have that.
Or chamber can get you the information as well. And we have flyers around town. So if you see those, there's an email as well. But the 800 number is probably the easiest way. Just give them a call.
Very good.
I'm like, hey, I want to go to the event on Saturday. They'll put your name on the list, and I'll know how many tacos I need.
And I would imagine, too, if you want to get more involved locally here with the Alzheimer's organization, helping, planning, executing the charity events or being, because when they're not raising money, they're also supporting families here that are dealing with Alzheimer's. If they have questions or need resources, our local group right here, they're out helping those families get connected with those resources. So when they're not out trying to raise money for research, they're trying to help families make connected to those resources and things like that.
Basically, just describe my job.
Yeah.
There you go.
So if you'd like to volunteer and be a part of that, we got lots of opportunities there to do that.
We do.
So very good. Anything else on that side we missed?
No, I think we covered the event. That's the most important thing. I'll be back talk about walk once we get closer to that event.
Yeah.
Because that's the other half of it, the fundraising part. So.
Yeah. That's because to get the research you need the books. So we had that.
That's right.
Yep, that's how it works.
And then again, don't forget we got ribbon cutting tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Gold Financial, 4:00, 200 East 4th.
Yes.
And then Friday is our meet and greet with Jeremy Gay, who is running for Attorney General. I had the pleasure of having breakfast with him to meet him and see what was going on. And he asked if we would do a meet and greet. Perfect. And of course, I had forgotten who he was because I meet so many people that I'm like, come on to the chamber. We'll do an event for you. Sure, whatever.
And primary season can get kind of in the weeds a little bit.
So his people called me and was like, hey, we're following up. We want to do this meet and greet with Mr. Jeremy. And I was like, Jeremy, I don't know anybody named Jeremy. But I said I would do something, so okay. So we set up this meeting to go have breakfast, and I go to leave, and my husband's like, where are you going? And I was like, well, I'm going to meet with this guy named Jeremy. I have no idea who he is. Okay. And my husband's like, you're gonna get kidnapped.
That does sound like, he's got a panel van out back.
100%. And my husband was like, should I go with you? Because I can't. He had other things going on. And I was like, well, if you don't see me in about an hour, you probably need to find my friends and like figure out where I'm at. So as soon as he walked in the door at the restaurant where we met, I was like, I know exactly who you are.
I don't know.
So I immediately started texting everybody, not going to get kidnapped, totally cool, know what's going on.
Not driving panel van, okay.
So FYI, if I ever do get kidnapped, that's exactly how it happens. Hey, little girl, you want to talk politics? Get in the back of this van. We got to go for a ride. Okay, let's go.
I got a debate in the van for you. Okay.
Yeah, 100% that's how I disappear. So Friday, meet and greet. Please come. I know that we're in primary season right now. January. Oh my gosh. June 7th is our primary election day, but we are in early voting season.
You can early vote right now. Yeah.
And so right now is great to come in and meet this gentleman.
And I think at the moment it's just at the clerk's office. I think
Correct.
It'll open up at the mall here in a week or so.
In about a week or so. And we'll have that stuff posted on our social media, on our weekly email. So be looking for that. And then, of course, next week we have our Lunch and Learn. So many opportunities to eat for free within the next week. You can eat for free to go learn all about dementia and Alzheimer's.
Sure.
Eat for free on Saturday.
And eat for free on Friday. I mean,
eat for free Friday,
play cards
Saturday,
right?
Wednesday.
You got to pay for a meal in like a week.
That's right. That's right.
And remind me again the date and time for the Sun State meet.
That is
lunch
Wednesday, the 21st from 11:30 to 1.
Gotcha. So 1 week from today.
1 week from today.
Very good.
And of course, we've gone through a bunch of stuff. You can always call 623-5695, 623-5695, or come by the chamber.
Yeah.
If you see one of our vehicles in the parking lot, we're there. We do keep the door locked at times when it's just one or two of us in the office.
For security.
But come by, ring the doorbell. We'll let you in.
Absolutely. And, of course, follow the Chamber of Commerce on Facebook.
Yes, please like
Instagram.
and follow Facebook, Instagram. I do more professional type things on LinkedIn. So we are in
less
those places.
Less professional than the others. Just kidding.
It just kind of depends.
We just call it
whatever.
It's fun.
Yes. More fun, less fun.
It's more business like on the other. Here we cut up on the other.
More stuffy pants. I don't know what you call it. And then
it's like, okay, so Instagram and Facebook are like this show, and then LinkedIn is like Travis and Sexton at 10 o'clock. That's what it is like.
Kind of, because you got,
more serious.
people get a little more irritated when you be a little less stuffy.
Yeah, that's true. They don't like jokes sometimes there. But anyway, but yes, stay abreast of pretty much everything that's going on by following those there. And of course, and if you are a business or organization that wants to learn the benefits of becoming a chamber member,
come in,
come by and visit. Don't forget, you don't have to necessarily be a business in Roswell to be a member of the Roswell Chamber.
If you do business in Roswell, you should be a member of the chamber because you are doing something to help the community, and the chamber is helping the community. So if you do business, whether you reside here as your business or personally, you should be a member of the chamber.
And obviously the chamber kind of, adopts more of a territory of Chaves County than just Roswell.
Yes.
So obviously businesses and folks in Dexter, Hagerman, all of Chaves County, we're the Roswell Chamber serves you too.
Absolutely. We and like I said, if there's something we're not doing that you think we should, once again, contact us. Let us know, because I don't know what I should be doing if you don't tell me. And the opposite side of that coin works really well too. If I'm doing something really bad, come call me.
Sure.
I have parents, and I was 15 once. It's not going to hurt my feelings for somebody to tell me I'm not doing something correctly.
But yeah, absolutely. If that's, if questions, concerns, attaboys, all of it, take all of the above.
Absolutely. So come see us, 131 West 2nd. Saturday is the Alzheimer's.
Yes, 9 a.m. At First Baptist Church.
Yep.
Come see Paul and RSVP. What's that?
So it's our 800 number, 1-800-272-3900, 1-800-272-3900. 3900.
Very good. And again, if you don't remember, reach out. And I'm sure if you look for Alzheimer's Association is it Roswell, Chaves County? There's a local.
There's the New Mexico chapter.
Okay.
But
shoot a message on that, and someone will get back to you.
And it's all over Facebook right now. The chamber has it up, so you'll be able to. If you have any questions, you should be able to find us.
Like and follow it there, and in between pics of your food, come and check.
That's right.
Out. So,
right.
Come on.
Or your political rant, put that out there. So
That's right.
Good. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. And yes, we look forward to talking about Alzheimer's Walk here in the fall, and hopefully, unless they solve it by now and then we won't
that would
need
be
you.
great. I would love that.
That would be fantastic.
The speed at which these things work, I don't.
Sorry, we're gonna have to cancel. We solved.
Unless
We
someone gets one of those like monkey paws or something, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. So, but we look forward to seeing you in the fall here.
All right. Thank you.
Good deal. Thank you, guys.